What's up, racing fans? Welcome back to the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel. Excited to announce a new series here on the channel called Racing Recap. I'm going to be covering the races I previously talked about and also various highlights of the racing over the weekend as well. So I'm going to be interested in hearing your feedback too in the comments of what you thought about these big Kentucky Derby prep races we saw at Aqueduct and also at Oaklawn, and another head-turning performance on the West Coast as well. So going to be interested to talk about it with you here. So this is going to be a weekly series here on the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel called Racing Recap. Generally, it's going to be Monday mornings. So I'm going to be recording it and coming out with it on Monday mornings. Appreciate all the support, all the likes, and remember to subscribe here to the new channel. I got over 50 subscribers, so I'm excited about that to grow this together as a community. So let's talk about this here. We ended with the Jerome Stakes. So I covered the Jerome Stakes and the Smarty Jones. So let's start actually with the Jerome Stakes here. We'll go with the Jerome Stakes first. This was race 8 at Aqueduct. So a very impressive performance by Cyclone State, a horse I did use in my trifecta. Now, my trifecta did get a little out of sorts here in the morning, and I'm sure a lot of handicappers too, as the morning line favorite, the brother of Torpedo Anna, scratched. So that was number 8, McAfee, scratched the morning of the Jerome. So for me, that kind of changed my play, and I'll talk about it here a little bit with you. But Cyclone State, beat 6 other 3-year-old rivals here and got the bulk of this $150,000 purse for the Jerome. Third straight win for Cyclone State. Got a nice payout too of $8.10. So this horse has really come along and now mastered this 1-turn mile distance at the Big A. So on paper, there was more speed. I thought there was going to be more speed on paper in this race. Now, Enduring Spirit, number 1, was the only horse to really show speed up front. So I think that actually led jockey Luis Rivera Jr. to show more interest in getting speed up front. Now, I mentioned I thought that this horse was going to have to use a new dimension, but in fact, no one really wanted the lead. It's like there for the taking. So Cyclone State, did put away Enduring Spirit. Enduring Spirit ran well and then faded at that part. Now it comes down to the stretch, and this horse Cyclone State was up by 8 lengths down the stretch, cruising. And Omaha, the number 4, closing very well. And that was also a fast-rated surface that day. I mentioned on these stakes days, these surfaces in the dirt could be really fast. So that's a horse to look at, number 4, Omaha in the future. That was a great closing kick. But Chad Summers has got to be really excited about Cyclone State here. And he's heading to Palm Meadows. So Palm Meadows is a training facility for these horses to train and get ready for their next upcoming race. The connections are going to be mulling what the next move is. It's interesting because, these connections and the owners and everybody involved making these decisions, they kind of become handicappers themselves, right? So they look at these other stakes races. They say, where could my horse fit best? Where's the competition going? So for me, it's a nice 3-year-old horse there in Cyclone State. And I'll tell you how I played this one. So as I mentioned, I had McAfee originally in my trifecta. That was not going to happen. Now, I did put out a tweet saying I wanted to Studley Do Right did become the morning line favorite. So I inserted that horse into my trifecta instead of McAfee. So I actually had 6-7, 6-7, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now 8 was out. So this was not going to hit anyway because Omaha came in second. And I just want to bring this up here real quick for you, is that I did make a mistake as a horse player, and I want to call myself out on it, is that I should have just went with a win place bet on Cyclone State because that was my original horse that I had in the first and the second spot. So I think as a horse player, you want to stay with your opinions, and it's rewarding more when you actually hit it. So definitely should have just stuck with Cyclone State. That speed I was mentioning was big in that one. So this was how I originally played it. We're going to talk about the Smarty Jones Stakes next here. But yeah, with Cyclone State, very exciting 3-year-old for Chad Summers and the connections. So for the Smarty Jones, I was getting ahead of myself a little bit before. This was actually after. It was a race 9 at Oaklawn. Very good race. Now, also another big scratch for my play, and I'm going to talk about it. But how about this horse, Coal Battle? I mean, this horse is just can win now. He's won 3 in a row. He's really done it a lot of different ways. And this is the Springboard Mile winner. Now the Smarty Jones winner. You pick up 20 Kentucky Derby points now for Coal Battle. So it's going to be interesting to see. Number 8 was the winner in this one. Really, put away Mo Quality, who's a horse that did run well, but Coal Battle, love to see this. I mean, this horse runs with his eyes open, and it's just, this is like kind of for the small guy, like Matt Dinnerman, the track announcer of Oaklawn, was saying. These are for small town connections here. So this horse is now 4 for 6 Coal Battle, and he's second to Citizen Bull now in the Kentucky Derby leaderboard for these points. So Citizen Bull was the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner. So for me, Coal Battle's sitting nice here. Obviously, I don't think he's going to run in the Southwest because that's in a couple of weeks from now. Going to be interesting to see what the connections do here for Brilly and, Vargas was aboard. Now, as Coal Battle's usually a horse that comes from the back, he was dragging Vargas to the front. He said, I want to go. There was not a lot of speed up front, and they were going slow in this race. So I think that Coal Battle's kind of, figuring out the pace and say, hey, you know what? I want to go. This is going to be my moment. So this horse is 4 for 6 now, Coal Battle. And he's really racking up the earnings as well over 400,000 now. So this was my original Exacta box. The problem with this is that Optical, my price horse, scratched in the morning. So I really like the pace setup with that horse. I ended up just boxing 5 and 6. The issue also with Hot Property was this was the horse that wired him at the fairgrounds in his only start at this 8.5 furlong distance. Hot Property didn't really get nowhere near the lead. So for Flavian Pratt, this horse kind of put in the white flag early. I just knew it was trouble. Once this horse wasn't up front, they're going to, obviously, this horse is still one to watch in the future, Hot Property, but maybe one that really needs the lead up front. So for me, this was not a winner. This was, I had a 3-5, I had a 5-6 Exacta box after the 3 scratched. But shout out to Coal Battle. That was so cool to see that for small down connections. And, that was a pretty good field too. And I was saying that good horses make themselves good trips. So this seems like a really good horse to, understand that got to be up front and show speed when nobody else wants it. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I just want to also touch on is that Barnes, the horse at Santa Anita. This was a $3.2 million colt. Now, he's trained by Bob Baffert and named for the assistant trainer there for Barnes. Wins the $200,000 San Vicente Stakes, Grade 3 at Santa Anita. This was not Kentucky Derby points. So it's going to be interesting. This horse wowed us. I mean, this was a big performance. Now, listen, I know the field was not the greatest, most talented field, but I think that this horse has a big upside. And when you start hearing quotes in the media, AP, American Pharaoh, I mean, he's got a little bit of a build. I know it's so early in the prep season, but $3.2 million purchase. I think this horse upside is massive. It's going to be interesting. We've seen Bob Baffert in the past go to Oaklawn with these horses. I tend to think that this horse might stay on the West Coast. I don't think shipped too well last time when went to Churchill Downs on November 27th. So for me, I'm not the one making the decisions here. I think they might stay on the West Coast, but it's going to be interesting. This is just a glimpse of the new series here on the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel called Racing Recap. So I'm going to have a lot more content. This is actually going to be a weekly show, most likely coming out Monday mornings. I'm going to have more of a specific time frame for that soon. I'm going to really try to stick to an exact time also. Most likely going to be recorded. Sometimes maybe I'll go live as well. So I've been looking to go live here on the channel. Definitely want to get a live stream. Got a couple of guests I'm going to be coming on here soon. So this thing's going to be growing all together. It's awesome to grow it together with you, the fan, the viewer. And thank you so much for all the likes and the subs here on the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel. Thank you so much and keep cashing. Have a great week and handicapping too. There's going to be some big racing coming up. I'm going to be finalizing the plans here with the schedule here with the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel. Definitely make sure you have those notifications on. So I'm going to be coming out with a couple of videos as well and a sports play as well. So keep it moving. Let's build that bankroll for the new year. Let's go.